Hi, Cosmas. How was Athens?
Very nice, calm, and from Monday we will go slow in a calm way out of home.
Wow, that's interesting. One question I have is I've been doing these sessions. This is the sixth session. Hi, Pietro. The sixth session, and my question is, how long should I do these for? Is like if everybody's managing to get free, maybe they don't need it anymore.
As long as you can. Maybe not that often, but as long as you can.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I'll keep going happily. It's definitely a high point of my week, and I've heard from other friends that it's also a high point of their week.
True.
Definitely. It's the only way I know it's a day.
Hi, Angie, Michelle, Rebecca. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
How are the bees? Rebecca's been invaded by bees.
The bees have temporarily disappeared, but I'm going to the studio this afternoon and I'll find out.
Right. Okay.
They could be there just lurking. I'm going over there. I'll let you know.
Fantastic. Hi, Zach. Hi.
Hey, Marcos.
How are you? Zach was doing an amazing after the C induction. Zach was making a puzzle that was just a gradient. I don't know, like a 1,000-piece puzzle. The gradient from yellow to green. I think somebody's got some sound issues going on,
Yeah.
but maybe I'll just put the microphone on mute. I hate to do that, but it might be best.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, it's still there. It's kind of annoying. It's just such a pity not to hear your voices. Oh, that's better.
But we can unmute ourselves, so no worries.
Oh, that's true. Okay. Hi, Tamara.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Very good. Very good. And Ariana, Justin. So we're just welcoming a few friends more. Anyway, I think what I'll do is I mean I hope everybody's fine. That's the main thing. And I know it's been a tough time, and it's just in a way getting tougher when you look at the news and stuff. So sometimes it's better just to avoid the news. But hopefully we're getting through the peak of this, and things will be brighter soon. So I'm gonna mute. Hi, Preem. How are you? Preem does the most amazing and uplifting, gathering on Sundays. But this is the last one, unfortunately. It's very appropriate that there's a dog barking because this induction is about tails. So maybe he knows that he's relevant in this particular case.
Oh, that's funny.
This is my dad came to join. And Elisa. So I'm gonna begin now, I think. Yeah. Hi, Katrina. So I'm just gonna mute everybody, including the dog, unfortunately, but he's still there. My dog's also around. So this week, the theme is tail, and my dad and I think maybe my mom are actually listening to this, and I remember when I was a little one that they used to read me the Just So stories of Rudyard Kipling, and they were these stories about how the elephant got his nose, and how the crocodile did this and that, and the hyena got his spots. I'm probably getting it all wrong, but anyway, thinking about tails reminded me of that, but in reverse, because all mammals, including us, have tails at a certain point in our lives. And in fact, we have a lot of vestigial traits, and vestigial traits are elements in our bodies that we don't use anymore. And you could say, let's say a belly button is a vestigial trait, but that's not really the vestigial aspect that I'm thinking about here. Some vestigial traits include Darwin's tubercle, which is this little point on our ears. And I'm just gonna spotlight my own video. So there's a point in our ears that there's a little bump, and it's called Darwin's tubercle. And believe it or not, this tubercle is a kind of remnant of when we used to be able to move our ears quite easily. Wisdom teeth are another example of a vestigial trait. And we've also got this thing called a nictating membrane, well, a vestigial one, which is the membrane that is in the corner of our eyes, that in some animals, it's like an eyelid, a daytime eyelid that comes across your eye so that you can still see, but it kind of refreshes your eye. So that's another one. And then the tail one, which is kind of pretty surprising, because in actual fact, we had a tail when we're about 30 days old as an embryo. We have a tail. It's about 12 centimeters long. No, I'm sorry, it's not 12 centimeters. It's just a few millimeters long, basically, but it is a tail, and it grows for 2 or 3 days, and then it starts to diminish. So we do actually have a tail, and there's a certain, that's definitely a vestigial trait, which now is relegated to our coccyx. The coccyx is a bone at the bottom of our spine, and it's from the Greek word, and it means cuckoo, weirdly. But the cuckoo is it's because it has the shape of a beak of a cuckoo. So there we go.
In Greek.
Oh, thank you. How do you say it again?
We in contemporary Greek we use the ancient word. It's kokigas.
Kokidas. Well, there we go. So we have
the medicine term.
That's fantastic. So yeah. So the only other thing I just wanted to interject was that there have been attempts for people to have tails and wear tails, and there's actually something you can buy called taily. That is a tail that you can stick onto your back, and it measures your heart rate or your mental excitement, and then it signals that through a kind of electronic system. That's the best that they can come up with these days. But what we're going to do is we're going to look into the unconscious and see how this vestigial tail works within us. And thank you again to Martina Mia for prompting me to explore this theme. So, so whenever you're ready now, just hopefully you've got a comfortable place, and if you take your glasses off, if you like, that might be good. And I'm just going to lock the session. And I'd like you to take a deep breath and close your eyes if you haven't closed them already. And this time we're going to do a relaxation. Instead of coming down through the top of your head, we're going to go from the outside of the body to the inside of the body. And so I'd like you just to focus for now on the outermost layer of your body, which is probably hair and nails, and just draw your attention to your hair and your nails, and think about how these parts of your body. They're kind of half alive and maybe half dead, but they're these aspects of your body that kind of reach out into the space around you. And I'd like you just to focus now on your skin, which is the largest organ of your body. And I'd like you to focus all around your skin, your shoulders, your arms, the skin that envelops your hands, your thumbs, your fingers. And I'd like you to think about the skin that envelops your face and your head. And just allow your thoughts now just to drift to the skin all over your body, your chest, your back, and your thighs, the back of your thighs, your knees, and the skin on your shins and calf muscles, and all the way down to your feet as they're resting there very comfortably and very relaxed. And as you're thinking about this envelope that protects you from the outside world, I'd like you now gradually to draw your attention inwards. To the layer of muscles and tissue just under your skin. The muscles and tissue, let's say, around your neck, and just relaxing and releasing any tension you may have in your neck. And all the way down your back, all those hundreds of little muscles and fibers in your back, all the way down. And I'd like you to feel and sense that feeling of relaxation now. Just relaxing all the muscles of your body, your legs, your thigh muscles, your calf muscles, all the way down to your feet, all those hundreds of little muscles in your feet, and your toes, and your tendons, just relaxing them more and more. And as you're listening to the sound of my voice, I'd like you just to feel and sense every muscle now just relaxing more and more, and any thoughts or feelings from outside, from the past or the future, you can just allow them just to drift off. And I'd like that feeling of relaxation now just to go further inside to your internal organs, your heart, just beating slower now. And your lungs taking a deep, deep breath. And all your internal organs functioning in their own way, at their own time, at their own pace, in their own balance, feeling very comfortable and very relaxed. And all the way on the inside, the innermost layer of the body, the bones, and just feeling and sensing your attention drawn into your bones. They're usually busy producing cells and red blood cells and other things, but for now they can just relax, supporting the weight of our body all day, keeping our structure together, and you can just allow them to relax now, dreaming and drifting now. And I'd like you to focus all your attention on your vertebra, your backbone, going down your backbone one at a time, all the way down your back, all the way down your back, and all the way back at the tailbone. Just relax your tailbone now. dreaming and drifting now, dreaming and drifting. And as you're listening to the sound of my voice, I'd like you to feel and sense yourself at the top of a set of stairs. And these stairs are very primary stairs. They're made of mud or clay or earth, just carved out of the ground. Perhaps you can smell the damp earth around you, and I'd like you to feel and sense your bare feet on the ground, the mud, the earth, the clay. And perhaps with each step, your foot leaves an imprint in the clay steps. And I'm going to count down from 10 to 1. When I reach 1, you'll be all the way down at the bottom of the steps, deep down on the inside. 10, taking the first step down now in your own time, feeling very comfortable and very relaxed. 9, letting any thoughts or feelings or worries, concerns from outside just drift off. 8, feeling and sensing your feet on the earth floor of the step. 7, dreaming and drifting downwards now. 6, allowing time to go slower and slower at your own speed. With every step, you can feel yourself breathing slower and slower at your own speed now. 5, 4, dreaming and drifting downwards now. 3, 2, and 1. All the way down now, all the way down on the inside. All the way down on the inside. And as you're dreaming and drifting and listening to the sound of my voice, I'd like you to feel and sense yourself inside your head, your brain, this matter inside your head. And I'd like you to feel and sense how there are 3 layers to your brain. And I'd like you to focus for a moment on the outermost layer. The layer of thinking and rational thought and logic. And social relations and procedures and all the things that we do and think about to plan our lives on the outermost layer. And as you're dreaming and drifting now, just feeling and sensing how perhaps we overuse the outermost layer and forget the inner layers. I'd like you to dream and drift inwards to the next layer, the second layer. And I'd like you to feel and sense how this layer is tied to emotions and motivation and feeding and other behaviors like parental behaviors or reproductive behaviors. And dreaming and drifting now, going further and further on the inside, perhaps to the core of the mind. Deep down inside the mind, the oldest part of the brain, related to instinct and feelings of fight or flight, and the deepermost responses inside the mind. And as you're dreaming and drifting now, deep inside the space, inside your mind, with another part of your body, another part of yourself, perhaps another part of your mind, I'd like you just to feel and sense yourself, perhaps floating in your mother's womb. And it's amazing to feel and sense how, at some level of mind, every moment we live, including that moment, is remembered inside. Perhaps we can hear the sounds of voices on the outside of the womb. the voices of our parents or family members. And it's amazing to feel and sense how at this stage we're so connected to our innermost self. Perhaps so much so that we have a small tail protruding from the base of our spine, remembering all those journeys from the past that we've been through to arrive inside the womb. And in a few moments, we're going to go with a deeper self, a deeper part of the mind, to another place and another time. You could be here listening to the sound of my voice, or you could be somewhere else. And for now, I'd like you to dream and drift and be somewhere else. In a few moments, I'm going to count down from 3 to 1, and when I reach 1, we'll be in a forest. In a forest, perhaps a forest that you've never been to, a forest from a long, long time ago. 3, allowing yourself now to move back in time now. 2, allowing yourself now to engage with the trees, the leaves, the branches, the twigs, the trunks, in the canopy of the forest. Perhaps the fruits and other things that attract you to the top of the trees. And 1 now, finding and feeling yourself there at the top of the tree, so safe and so calm and so relaxed. Perhaps you could see the view of the mountains and clouds and hilltops and rivers and other things drifting off into the distance. And it's amazing to feel and sense how relaxed and calm you are, considering how high up you are off the ground, and you look back and you notice that you have something that helps you hold on to the branches around you. And it's incredible to feel the sensation of what it is like to grasp a branch with your tail. And it's amazing to feel and sense how the tail almost has a mind of its own, and how it can move from one branch to another and support the weight of your body as you swing from one branch to another branch to another branch, and feel and sense yourself going from one tree to another tree across the forest. And as you're dreaming and drifting now, at some level, some part of your mind will still be in the forest, and another part of your mind perhaps can be in a more domestic setting, like a dog or a cat. A dog or a cat, and you can feel and sense how your tail, your tail follows you around so proudly. And perhaps it makes gestures or forms of feeling, projects emotions out to those around you. Not just other cats or dogs, but also humans, because humans understand the tail. And I'd like you to feel yourself now as a cat or a dog. You're welcome to choose whichever you like. And I'd like you to notice now how it feels like to have that tail, how it helps with balance, but especially how it signals emotions. And perhaps you haven't noticed before, but when your tail moves to the left, you can feel perhaps the agitation or the defensiveness. And when it moves to the right, it's amazing to feel how much more excited you are, and contented and happy and feeling and sensing how you can use your tail to set your mood. And whenever you want to set your mood to more positive aspects, just imagine and feel and sense your tail moving to the right. And as you're dreaming and drifting now and listening to the sound of my voice, at some level of mind, we're going to go even deeper and recover that deepest part of the mind, the reptilian brain deep inside. Dreaming and drifting now, and I'm going to count down from 3 to 1, and when I reach 1, you'll be all the way down deep inside the reptilian mind, with the reptilian tail. 3, getting ready now. Perhaps finding yourself in a desert, feeling and sensing yourself on some rocks, absorbing the heat of the sun that gives you energy. And as you're dreaming and drifting and feeling and sensing how you move, how your body moves up and down, changing your perspective so that you can see what's around you. Seeing and smelling the air on your tongue and the warmth of the rock under your toes. And at this level of mind, it's amazing to feel and sense how this amazing tail is for ritual display. It's for ritual display. And perhaps you've never noticed this part of your tail before, this tail that has color and shape and form. Special color, shape, and form that signals and attracts. And I'm slowly going to count down from 3 to 1, and when I reach 1, you'll feel and sense how that tail is there as part of your body, the colors, the shapes, the forms, the way it moves. 3, getting ready now. 2 and 1 now. Allow this ritualistic tail to be there now. The colors, the shape, the form. And as you look back at your tail now, you can feel and sense how it's there. The primary tail. The tail of fight or flight. The tail of social interaction. The tail of mating. And as you feel and sense yourself there with that tail, perhaps you can feel and sense yourself drawn to another creature, another lizard, perhaps like you. And perhaps you can feel and see and sense how your tail now is interacting with that other creature. Dreaming and drifting now and feeling and sensing how you're recovering this knowledge and way of interacting, this part of yourself that's long forgotten. Dreaming and drifting now, dreaming and drifting. And in a few moments, I'm going to count up from 1 to 10. And when I reach 10, you'll be wide awake and back in the space you started from, as if waking from a deep sleep. 1, slowly coming back in your own time now. 2, allowing yourself to come back slowly from all the places we visited, the forest, the desert, the domestic place, the womb, the steps made of clay. 3, allowing time to speed up again slowly at your own speed now. 4, coming back now in your own time now. 5, almost all the way back now. 6, Stretching and yawning now. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Wide awake, wide awake.
This was so good.
That was the best.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Great. So fun.
We're a community with tails now.
Yeah, now we're all
Thank you.
connected through our tails.
So cool.
We have many tales to tell.
Gracias, Marcos.
Gracias a ustedes, a vosotros.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marcus.
Feel free to
The tale of 50
Very
cities.
much.
How many are we in?
feel free to share any reflections or thoughts. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, you can.
Oh, doggy.
Oh, there's a doggy.
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
Sweet.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
Thank
see
you, Mark.
see you-
Very
Thank
much.
you.
see you next week.
Thank you, Marcus.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Gracias.
Ciao.
Besos.
Hasta luego.
Bye.